be reading my personal story. My name is Harry Caldwell, and I was... Okay, so my name is Harry Caldwell, and I was born March the 9th, 1956 in Barnesville, Georgia. I was the first of 2 children and the only son. My mother gave birth to me when she was 17 years old, and one year, 1 month, and 1 hour after my being birthed, my sister was born. So as far back as I can remember, my mother has always been a Christian, and to hear her tell that she's always been saved, sanctified, and filled with that precious Holy Ghost, and that with fire, something she said quite regularly. So it wasn't strange to wake up in the mornings to the sound of gospel music and pots being rattled while she prepared breakfast and cleaned the house and everything. My dad was a military man stationed in Oakland, on the Oakland Army base. So we came to California by way of train, where he completed his military obligation. And a year or so after completing his obligation, my parents separated. And so my sister, myself, and my mother, we moved to North Richmond, California, where I spent the next 14 years. And we don't have enough time to talk about that North Richmond experience. That's something. But I came here today to draw your attention to the influence of music and song in wellness, recovery in general, and particularly in my life. So I'd like to start by reading something that I find to be very interesting. It simply says that songs have meaning and importance in many of our lives. Songs contribute to our well-being, connection, and spirituality. They are not merely a form of entertainment. They have always been a way of socializing, sharing life's events, and thereby connecting lives. All cultures have songs. They are part of our collective everyday living. We hear them, for example, in advertising, film and radio, on television, and even at sporting events. Songs accompany our church worship. There are rites of passage such as baptisms, weddings, and funerals. Songs are used to promote national and local pride, team spirit, and individual spirituality. Songs are also used to cultivate romance during courtship. Now, I told you what year I was born, so I'm going to let y'all know I'm from the old school. Back in the day when we used to like certain individuals, and if you were like me and didn't have the gift of gab, I couldn't just, we're ready to go up and talk and tell a girl just how much I was liking her. But it was always cool to know that Smokey Robinson or somebody had a song that I could call her on the phone and say hello, and they say, hello, who is this? And the next thing you hear is Smokey Robinson. And he'll sing out my heart's desire. And at the end of the song, I'll tell her that she's going to get a note the next day to check the yes box if she likes me or if she doesn't. So, you know, songs are very important in our lives, and it's possible that through songs we interpret and assign meanings. Songs have cognitive and emotional and physical, make us have cognitive and emotional and physical responses. Their influences are always playing upon us constantly. They directly affect our heart rate, our nerves, our blood pressure, and of course they have an effect on our emotions and our desires. And when I spoke earlier about national pride, I remember how influential songs are. Back in the day, like in the 1968, when racial tension was in the air, and as a black man at that time, we were having some discussion about what we would like to be called as a black man. And there was a time when you could get in serious trouble by calling me black during that time. You had to call me an African American or whatever. You dare not call me black. But then a songwriter, James Brown, came out with a song that totally changed that perception. And the song simply said, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. So y'all know that. Y'all know that. That song simply changed. So songs do that. They have a great influence. And if you were impressionable like me, I won't go through all the things I was going through in life, but there were songs that I typically listened to a lot, and I drew on those characteristics. One song in particular, it was Temptations wrote a song, Plastic Man. The lyrics goes, well, he specializes in talking trash, carries himself like the world's biggest spender, but ain't never got no cash. The clothes he wear are second to none. He's a jack of all trades and a master of none. Plastic Man, trying to get over any way he can. Story of my life. Then there came along right during that same time the reason where I got involved into my substance abuse. My favorite song was, of course, Cloud 9. I'm doing fine up here on Cloud 9. So songs are very significant in life. But today I'm happy to report that because of my upbringing, remember I stated earlier that my mother was a Christian, and she saturated our house with gospel and biblical principles. And somewhere in what they say, if you train a child a certain way, when he gets old, he'll remember that. And I finally remembered that, and I got that. So in December 2006, I stopped using drugs, and I've been clean ever since then. Thank you. And I can announce to you today that I am a up-and-coming gospel recording artist, and I'm proud and always privileged to present the message, a positive message. Now I deliver messages of hope, and so in closing, I'd like to sing to you my theme song. Okay. Now I'm not to talk. I can do what I like to do. So I think you got that set right?
Yes.